Hello everybody, welcome to my RNG manipulation tutorial kind of explanation video. I did a YouTube short where I got shiny Rayquaza a couple of days ago, and I've had quite a few people requesting an explanation on how to do it. So this is going to be a bit of a tutorial. This works for Generation 3 and Generation 4. I've tried them and it does work for those. Generation 5 and Generation 8, I know it can work, but I've personally not done it. So this information 100% works for Gen 3 and Gen 4. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get shiny Mew in Emerald. But again, this works for any Gen 3 or any Gen 4 game. So first thing you're going to need is obviously the game. You can see on screen what I'm using. I'm not going to tell you how to get it, and I'm not going to tell you how to get the game because I don't want to get into trouble. They are easy enough to find if you know where to look. There's also two other programs that you're going to need for this. One of them is Eon Timer, and the other one is Poke Finder. Links to these will be down below in the description to help you find them. So the setup is simple. On the screen, you can see I have a window here with all the natures. Don't really need this unless you're doing Mew, because in order for the Mew to be legit, it needs to be Japanese. And of course, I don't know how to speak Japanese or read Japanese, so we have just a quick chart here to just show you which nature it's getting. So after opening both Eon Timer and Poke Finder, you'll have these windows. You can leave Eon Timer alone for the minute. We're just going to focus on Poke Finder. For Poke Finder, select which generation you want. So for example, we're going to be doing Generation 3, so make sure Generation 3 is checked. Shiny Mew or Mew is a static encounter, so we're going to click on static. You will need to find your trainer ID and your secret ID. To find these, go to a website called Pokehex and open your save on this website. And then you can see here your trainer ID and your secret ID. Once you have these numbers, go back into Poke Finder, go to Manager, and input the profile name. You can call it whatever. I've called it Mew. The game you're on, so in this case, we're going for Emerald, your trainer ID and your secret ID, and then click Done. Make sure it's loaded. You'll see the default numbers here. If it's loaded, you can have your numbers. I would just keep the tab open and just make sure they are correct. To finish setting this up, change category from starters to events, and then select Mew. The last thing we need to do is go to where the shiny on the filters is and set it to star and square, and then click generate. This will give you a list of every available shiny on specific frames on your specific save. So these numbers here for me will be completely different for you. You then need to pick one. I would suggest not doing the first one as it's only 351, which is very, very a little amount of time, and you're not going to have time to reset the game and get in before it starts. So we're actually going to go for the second one. What you need to do for this number is, for this instance, it's 5,183. If you go to Eon Timer and you could type in your target frame. So for example, my target frame is 5183, so I would type that into this box. This will then update it. The next step is to load your game. So now we have the game up and we are encountering or ready to encounter the Pokemon you would like. We're going to start the timer. Around 2.5 seconds, it will start beeping. On the 6th beep, you need to reset your game. On this specific emulator, you can press Ctrl and R and that will do it for you. If you're using a different emulator, you will need to check in the settings which button it is. So let's start, and I'm going to count the second we start hearing the beep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You then want to continue pressing A until you can get back into the game. So now we are here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wait for the timer to get back down to 2.5 seconds. And after this 6th beep, we're going to press the A to start the encounter. Okay, so we're close to the end of this timer now. So we're going to wait for 2.5 seconds and it's going to start beeping. And on the 6th beep, press A to start the encounter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all you need to do now, once you've started the encounter, is catch the Pokemon. whatever you do, do not save your game. I would highly recommend making a backup of your save just in case. So once you have caught the Pokemon, you need to go into the Pokemon and look at its summary. So this is where the chart comes in. So we need to figure out what nature it has. So we can look at the board and we can decide which one it is. So this looks like it's a gentle nature. Yes, I believe this is a gentle nature. So now we know it's nature. Go back into Pokefinder and click IV Calculator. This will bring up a separate window. For this, input the game you're currently on. So we're on Emerald, and then search for the Pokemon that we are looking for, Mew. In the nature, put in its nature. So ours was gentle. So we're going to input gentle. And then in the game, you need to go to the summary screen and look at its stats. Set the level. So in this case, level 30. And then type in all the statistics. The order of these stats go HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed. Once this is done, click Find IVs. This will give you your values. If you then go back into the main window of Pokefinder and reset all of the filters, if you then click Generate, it will find the one Pokemon that this matches to, and it will tell you what frame you hit. So this is the Pokemon that we have. So we hit frame 5313. So what we can do here is take this number for the frame and type it in the frame hit. If you then click Update, it will manually adjust the timer. Then you need to redo the encounter. So click Start. Reset the game at the 6th beep. Reload the game and wait for the timer to end. So wait until the beeping starts, and then on the 6th one, encounter. You then need to recouch the Pokemon and check the summary. Go into the Pokemon, check the summary. Okay, so what nature is this Pokemon? I think it's adamant. No, it's not adamant. Is it lonely? It could be lonely. It's lonely. So this one is lonely. So if we go back into the IV calculator, change the nature to lonely, and then we also need to change all of the statistics. Click Find IVs and then Generate. So we hit 5181, which is only 2 frames away from our shiny. If you're this close, you don't need to update the timer. You can just reset from here and keep going until you get it. At this point, you're so close, it's just down to human error. There's not really any point in recalibrating it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep going until I eventually get this shiny. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and there we go! That didn't take long at all. Nice. And that is how you do RNG manipulation. I've personally done this for... I've already got my Mew. I've already done this Mew, so this one is just for the tutorial. I've done it for Rayquaza, and I've also done it for Shaman on Pokemon Platinum. I hope you found this helpful. Hopefully I did the explaining good enough where you can understand it. It is a little bit complicated. Please do make sure you do back up your save just in case anything goes wrong, then you have a backup. I do also stream on Twitch. I do some shiny hunting, and I have recently been playing through Pokopia. I'm really enjoying it. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.